The Golden State Warriors have had a quiet start to free agency, but busy when it comes to being involved in NBA rumors. The Warriors are trying to land a big fish, but the status of these overtures appears to change daily. At various points throughout NBA free agency, the Warriors have often been labeled as the favorites to land Boston Celtics fan favorite Al Horford. Then came the retirement rumors with speculation that Horford could walk away from basketball rather than simply bolt the Celtics. Now, it appears the Warriors are once again expected to land Horford. The Ringer's Zach Lowe predicts that Horford will eventually sign with the Warriors. All the reporting is that Al Horford is going to be there, the analyst detailed in a July 10, 2025, episode of The Zach Lowe Show, per Bleacher Report. Something is delaying it, I don't know what that is. I expect him to be there. Steph Curry on rumors of Warriors landing Al Horford. He's a champion, great player. Throughout the process, Golden State seemed cautiously optimistic that the team will eventually pry Horford away from Boston. It is hard to argue with Horford's resume as an NBA champion and five-time All-Star. Steph Curry declined to speak in great detail about the NBA free agency rumors. Curry did indicate that Horford would provide a boost to the current Warriors roster. Steph Curry asked about the idea of Al Horford joining the Warriors. He's a champion, great player. When all that stuff happens, I'll talk about it, The Athletic's Anthony Slater noted in a July 10th message on X. The cap-strapped Warriors are not expected to have to break the bank to land Horford. Gone are the days of Horford inking a 4-year, $109 million contract like the one the center initially signed with the Philadelphia 76ers that ran through the 2022 season. Horford's last deal was a 2-year, $19.5 million in Boston. With Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler all on the books, the Warriors will be looking to land Horford on a team-friendly deal. Could Celtics center Al Horford retire? The latest Horford updates come as the topic of retirement also entered the mix in the NBA rumors. Boston Globe's Adam Himmelsbach reported that Horford could end up retiring rather than sign with the Warriors. Horford's future remains unclear, Himmelsbach explained on July 7th, per Bleacher Report. A league source said Monday that Horford is taking his time while assessing offers from multiple teams, but added that the 39-year-old is considering retirement, too. NBA rumors. Warriors are viewed as the favorites to sign Al Horford in free agency. It is not just Lowe who projects the Warriors will sign Horford. Multiple NBA insiders have reported that Golden State are the favorites to bring Horford to the West Coast, including Mark Stein. While having the full non-taxpayer mid-level would theoretically provide the Nuggets with the financial flexibility to offer a richer year-one salary to Boston Celtics free agent Al Horford that Golden State can pitch, I continue to hear that Horford is destined to land in the Bay Area, Stein explained in a July 6 story titled, Sunday Best, Lots of Fresh NBA Free Agency and Trade Intel. That's despite the fact that the Warriors currently have only the $5.7 million taxpayer mid-level to offer him. Devin Carter has an incredible perspective about being traded, especially for a 23-year-old, though it may help that his old man played in the NBA. The 13th overall pick from the 2024 NBA Draft and Sacramento Kings point guard spoke out about the potential for a trade to the Golden State Warriors. Carter played 36 games for the Kings in his rookie season, but averaged only 11 minutes per game. He averaged 3.8 points, 2.1 rebounds, and 1.1 assists per game for Sacramento. Why would the Kings trade Devin Carter? Coming out of Providence College, Carter was the 12th rated prospect in the 2024 draft, which led Jonathan Givney of ESPN to say, he could be an appealing fit next to a more dynamic facilitator. So Carter would have fit next to De'Aaron Fox, but Carter missed most of the year with injuries, and Fox requested a trade then was dealt to the San Antonio Spurs. With the Kings trying to reload around DeMar DeRozan and Domantas Sabonis, dealing a highly touted prospect like Carter, especially with Sacramento acquiring point guard Dennis Schroeder and linked to Russell Westbrook, they could use Carter, who has been more of a combo guard and is still learning the point guard position, as a trade chip. Why are the Warriors interested in Devin Carter? The Dubs are loaded with guards, but Carter could inject some valuable youth into Golden State's veteran-laden lineup. Carter is a defensive menace and tenacious lead guard whose significant improvement as a jump shooter caused his draft stock to explode as a junior, Givney wrote ahead of draft night on ESPN.com in 2024. The Kings might be loath to deal a high-ceiling prospect to their regional rivals, but Golden State would also have a hard time trading restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga to the Kings. Still, KXTV's Matt George reported the Kings' initial offer in a sign-and trade included Carter going west to San Francisco, though the Warriors balked at the package. Still, Carter and draft capital could be a nice consolation prize, with Kuminga unlikely to return to Golden State and few teams with enough cap space to fit in the power forward. The Kings might be loath to deal a high-ceiling prospect to their regional rivals, but Golden State would also have a hard time trading restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga to the Kings. Still, KXTV's Matt George reported the Kings' initial offer in a sign-and trade included Carter going west to San Francisco, though the Warriors balked at the package. Still, Carter and draft capital could be a nice consolation prize, with Kuminga unlikely to return to Golden State and few teams with enough cap space to fit in the power forward. What did Devin Carter say about trade rumors? Like Devin, Carter's dad Anthony was also a point guard, who played for 6 NBA teams over his 13-season NBA career. So, naturally, Devin learned a lot from his dad's experience. "My pops played for 13 years, Carter told the Sacramento Bee while participating in the NBA Summer League in Las Vegas. "He's been traded a lot. I just talked to him about how he handled it. That will stay between us, what me and my pops be talking about, but I just come into work every day, obviously thankful for the opportunity to be here, show up with a ready-to-work mentality all the time, and it is what it is. It's a business." Carter has been the Kings' primary point guard in Las Vegas. That has helped him both hone his skills as a pro point guard and potentially showcase his game to his next team, since basically the entire basketball world is on hand. "I feel like I've progressed a lot," Carter said. "Hopefully I can showcase that in Vegas." The Golden State Warriors are the only team in the NBA who haven't made a move yet in the offseason. Does their silence mean something big is brewing? According to ESPN's Brian Windhorst and Ramona Shelburne, the Warriors revisited their thoughts of pairing LeBron James and Stephen Curry after their failed attempt last year. A handful of teams, including the Golden State Warriors, who tried to trade for James in 2023-24, considered again whether to make an offer, sources said. Windhorst and Shelburne wrote on Friday, July 11th. LeBron hints at possible trade demand. Whether that dream comes true this offseason is up to James. The Lakers star issued a veiled threat through his agent, Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul, after no substantive talks about an extension took place. LeBron wants to compete for a championship, Paul told ESPN on June 29th. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that, but he values a realistic chance of winning it all. "We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeannie, Bus, and Rob Pelinka, and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career." The Lakers have pivoted from James and shifted their priorities to their new franchise star Luka Doncic. The much younger Doncic arrived at the trade deadline in a shocking swap for James' close friend, Anthony Davis, and fellow Clutch Sports client. "We understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future. We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and career. He wants to make every season he has left count, and the Lakers understand that, are supportive, and want what's best for him." According to Windhorst and Shelburne, an Eastern Conference executive was convinced James wanted out of LA. Warriors have the cleanest path to a LeBron trade. If James indeed asks for a trade, if he finds the Lakers roster not sufficient for a championship run, the Warriors can become the Lakers' easiest trade partner, according to Fred Katz of The Athletic. Katz singled out Jimmy Butler as the Warriors' obvious salary match for James. Butler makes a tad more than James does, marking the trade legal, though if it were constructed this way, it would hard cap the Lakers at the first apron, since they'd be absorbing more money than they send out in a deal. If the Lakers were fine with that, they could execute the one-for-one trade, Katz wrote on July 2nd. And even if the Lakers want to duck the first apron, roping in a third team would still be easier to execute for them and the Warriors. Golden State and Los Angeles could find a third team willing to take on one of the Lakers' minimum salaries, say Jordan Goodwin's, without giving any salary back. This way, The total money leaving the purple and gold is above Butler's incoming salary, Katz wrote. The Warriors have plenty of second-round picks to incentivize a team with cap room to absorb Goodwin's $2.4 million salary.